All right, so here we go. In the prior slide, I showed you what the finished inspiration card was going to look like, and here I'm going to walk you through the steps. The beauty of doing this through the recording is you get to stop and start and work at your leisure. So the first thing we're going to do is create the frame. By that, we're going to do a curve from the outer edge to the inner edge, and you're going to do an opposite curve on the bottom. That'll give you your nice frame that you're working for. If you can see in the example, we have swirls on this left side. So I'm going to start you off with some swirls. Just do a couple of curves and go around. It's really pretty random. There's no rhyme or reason. The biggest thing is that you want them to touch each other and the edges. You can start your swirl left, right, upside down, in between. Add your curves as you like. And I'm just going to walk you through that. Make sure you get your edges. Here where there's not really a curve, you can just fill in a little bit with extra lines. Let's do the top here. Swirl a little bit more. Curve that around. We don't want to make it look like it's unfinished. And we're just going to fill in, and with that, the left is done. On the right hand side, we're going to do what's called Corneli lace. And I found that you don't want to start up in a corner. You want to start on one of the sides. Doesn't matter if it's on a left or right, a top or bottom. The biggest thing with Corneli lace is it really is just a small, tight, curvy line. Go in every which way. They say that the key is for it not to touch itself. However, in this instance, you do want to touch the edges. That's what will make it look like a finished product. As you can see, I just keep the curves as tight as I can. Every so often, you're going to want to go a little bigger than when you started. That's when you might run into some trouble. Just curve back around whenever you see a space to fill in. We're going to do this pretty quickly here. You can take your time if you like. It'll give you a better product. And we are almost done with this, just a little bit more. I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit so that you don't have to sit through me just talking about swirls and swirls and swirls and swirls and swirls. And in just a moment, finished. That side's done. All right, on to the top. The top and the bottom in this particular instance I've mirrored. Obviously, you can do any pattern you like, but for the sake of consistency so that you can see how this came about, I'm going to stick with what you already see. This is called a fan. The biggest thing is to ruffle the edges, and you're going to do a semi-triangular shape. That's the left-hand side. Now I'm going to do the top part. I'm starting away probably about halfway through where this fan is. And again, ruffle the edges as best you can. Bring it down to the lower corner and curve up. Mimic the curve that you created for the frame. Stop right there for a moment and work on your string work here. You'll see why in a minute. It'll make it easier. You're curving your lines. Here I'm starting at the second one over and bringing it over. Third one, bring it over. Fourth one, bring it over. Fifth one, bring it over. And then you can just fill in as you see fit. All right, that's the start of your string work. Let's go back to the fans. I'm starting from the corner and working my way out to wherever there's a ruffle that comes in. I'm not hitting a line up to the top. Hitting it on the inside. And we're going to do this one, and we're pretending we're in the corner there. Same thing for the top fan. We're going to hit on an inner curve. And at any time, you can turn this around to work on it in a manner that's comfortable for you. Obviously, with the camera, I'm trying to keep the motion to a minimum so it's easier on your eyes. Fill in with dots in the little river in between, random. unless you like to have a pattern, then of course you can put that in there. That's the beauty of Zentangle and Doodle. It's yours. I think when you're making dots, try not to drag it. See here, I drag it. I drug it without realizing it. Push down, bring it straight up, down and up. Over back to your string work, you're going to take a corner. Doesn't matter which corner you choose. Just make sure you're consistent. And in 1/4 of the square, you want to fill in with another square. That's part of what makes the pattern more interesting. Give me just a moment and we'll get you through here. Again, stop whenever you feel comfortable so that you can catch up. Don't try to go as fast as I am in the video. You want this to be a calming, not aggravating. Okay, in this case I'm going to turn the paper around so I can do the mirror edge. In just a moment. Bring this back around and we'll do the other side. Fan here, fan here. I'm going to start right about here, make my ruffles and a fan shape and stop. About halfway through this fan, I'm going to start the other one. Lots of ruffles to the edge, curve to mimic the frame. Go back and do my line work, put my curves in here. And start at the second one, bring it over. Third one, bring it over. Fourth one, bring it over. Fill it in the rest of the way, whatever looks good to my eye. Come back to my fans. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera there. Come up to an inner curve, all originating from the same spot. And we're going to do that here, and one more. Now we're going to work on this fan. Find your inner curves, wherever you hit them. One more. Do my dot work, and push down, lift straight up. When you're trying to be random, it's hard sometimes not to smear it or make a tailed dot, but that's okay. Nobody's going to judge. And last but not least, we need to fill in our bottom 1/4 of our squares. It's going to take me just a moment to do that. I'm sure you can follow along. While I'm doing that, I hope that you've enjoyed your time learning how to Zentangle or Doodle. And if you have any questions, you have my contact information, which is at the top of the presentation. I hope that you've gained a tool to help you relax. If not, hopefully it will inspire you to be creative. I would like to leave you with a message, and that is to smile as you leap into your future. Thank you for your time. Call me for your next class. I'll be happy to see you. Take care.